Hi everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the part of the world. Uh, Greetings from the Compass Guide. Thank you for watching our videos. Please spread the word among your friends, peers. They might get help from the videos that we produce. Today, I am privileged and honored to bring in a friend and an ex-colleague with us who has taken the journey from Latin America to North America and has been very successful in the job that she does. And a dear friend with whom we have spent a lot of time in terms of our work and had a lot of common interests. And then in her own work, she has been very, very successful. And I thought it's a great mix to bring her into a Compass Guide channel for her to share her wisdom, her experiences with all of you. Without further delay, let me welcome Simone Wilson. Hey, Simone.
Hey, hi, Sandeep. Good to be here. Thank you
Welcome.
for the invitation.
And welcome, and thank you for giving time for this. I know you have been one such audience who has been with Compass Guide right from the beginning. You have always shared whatever our video contents used to be. We have experienced firsthand from you your experiences. So thank you for your time and giving this time to us. And without delaying, I would like to go into the first question. I would it's not a question probably. It would be that if you could share your journey, Simone, because you came from Latin America, you were in Brazil. You then started working in Brazil and then moved. And why don't you share your journey with our audience today?
Sure, sounds good, Sandeep. So really my journey was two parts of a journey of coming to Canada. First, I came as a student, an international student. So I had already developed some of my professional career in market research, and I was taking a second degree. And through that studies, I had the opportunity to come to Montreal, to McGill, as an international student. It was a special exchange program. It was really, really good. It opened my eyes to culture, to diversity. It was so beautiful to see Canada and how diverse it is. And I really, really enjoyed my time. So once my program finished, I went back to Brazil, but I had Canada in my mind. So I applied, and then I came back in 2003, actually, as a permanent resident. My journey really has been wonderful. Of course, we all have hard moments. I think as immigrant, we face a lot of restarts, right? Find a new job, find a home. It is a very emotionally intense journey, but it has been very rewarding. So I think this year it's been, I just actually celebrated my move to Canada 19 years ago. So it's been a long time, but I still remember the excitement to move to a new country, to find new cultures, and all the fears that come with trying to rebuild your life, because that's what we do.
Absolutely. And Simone, on your career journey after coming to Canada, after doing your McGill course and then coming back as a PR, why don't you tell us a little bit about your career journey in Canada? How has that been in the last 19 years?
Yeah, so my career, so I had about 5-6 years in market research experience in Brazil, working for global companies such as AC Nielsen and Sinovate. So I thought that could, help me a little bit. I wasn't certain how easy or difficult it would be to find a first job. I just came and, not much of a plan. So I just started looking for a job. At that time, I first moved to Montreal. In Montreal, you do need to have French, fluent French for a work environment. I didn't have French as fluent. I had English, but anything that I was always looking for new opportunities, and often they were coming from Toronto. So after a while, I said, well, I think I need to relocate. I need to find a job, and it seems that for my field, the opportunities are in Toronto. So I'll go there. So I think being open to see where the opportunities are is important. And I moved to Toronto, and I applied to many job opportunities. And to be honest, my first one was with BMO in a contract position. So if I can say something is that in this career journey, we do need to be open to those opportunities. It was an analyst opportunity, just contract for a few months. I was a manager in Brazil, so I had to kind of adjust to a lower level in terms of what was the amount of experience I had and the position I was filling. But I embraced that first job, and wow, it opened doors everywhere. So I would say, for me, that was something that I was incredibly fortunate to have someone who actually interviewed me and believed in my skills and believed in giving the right opportunity for me. And from there, I started developing my career in market research. So my next job, I was already a manager in a global market research company, and from there I went to another company as a director, and today I'm vice president in a global market research company.
No, and such a fascinating piece in terms of how with experience and with a Canadian qualification
Yes.
you kind of navigated it through, and then through all the market research companies that you have navigated. It's a fascinating career. That brings me to the second question, Simone, which is now a question. So, which is, you have been somebody who came from Latin America. You came from Brazil.
Yeah.
You're also a woman.
Yeah.
And you navigated through this whole piece, right, of the corporate culture of North America and Canada, for that matter.
Yeah.
Specifically for women, and women of color, women of minority women, what would be your 2 or 3 advices? What would be their 2 or 3 things that they should definitely keep in mind while navigating the North American corporate world?
Well, one thing that I learned, it's for women, it's for everyone really, but that is important, and I learned as I went through my job search 20 years ago, and it's still the same, is that in Canada, networking matter, because a recommendation puts you in front of many other, ahead of many other candidates. So don't underestimate the importance of building relationships, and try to build them in a way that is authentic, that is genuine, that will lead to enriching your career life, but also your life in general. So I would say women do need to look for that. I think it might be, depending on your culture, that's not what you experience, or that's not your natural way to do things, but you need to learn to network. And I think one part of that is to look for people other women that inspire you, in a LinkedIn or other areas. You try to connect with them, try to learn from them. Other people that you might encounter in events or everywhere. So make sure you build that relationship. I think it's very important. Second one is for women. Sometimes we second guess ourselves in terms of leadership. Don't be afraid to lead, to take opportunities where you can challenge yourself. Say yes to leading, to looking for those opportunities, and show your accomplishments, show your career and your skills in job interviews. Be certain to show and demonstrate your accomplishments in your profession. So make sure you are prepared for your job interviews to talk about yourself, your career, your accomplishments.
Yeah. No, that's a great point, and especially I think the last point that you made, that don't hold yourself back, and for leadership, just take that extra one step ahead, and you definitely find someone to hold you if you reach
Oh,
out.
absolutely.
And that brings to one very interesting point, Simone, because your career has been mostly on the market research side.
Yeah.
And a lot of immigrants are coming in from different parts of the world with a lot of other experiences and even market research experience. What would be one or two things that you would advise for a woman or even anybody who is trying to make market research their career in Canada? What would be few tips for them?
Yeah, I would say one is do your research, research the companies you want to be part of potentially, and actually what they are asking for. Do you have the skills? Do you have the training or capabilities? If not, look for opportunities to fill in those gaps. Also, I would say one thing that is you want to look for in market research or anywhere is to be able to show, in interviews, some personality, some interest, some, some more than just your work experience, your education. Talk about hobbies, talk about other things that makes it interesting, that they can know you, they can get to see like a little bit of your personality. I think that it's something that sometimes help connects you to other people. I would say spend time understanding Canadians, right? And don't stay only in your culture, community. Branch out. That Canada is wonderful, is diverse. Go learn other cultures, but also go learn about Canadians and what they talk about. Understand that new environment that you are. I think that helps build relationships, that builds understanding of one another when you go into a situation, or if there's a job interview or a networking. And I'll say that the last one is try to go to events, networking opportunities. Go look for opportunities to build those relationships. So, for example, my job and my current company, I started it was early in my career, and I started volunteer in the Association for Market Researchers because I thought that could perhaps help me, in terms of finding new jobs or mentors. And for one of those meetings in this association, I met the CEO of the company where I worked for, and I got to volunteer in a project that he was leading. He got to know me. He liked my skills. He recommended me to several options and job opportunities in his company. The first one didn't quite work. The second one, I was hired. So it is so important to do that type of, relationship building.
And that comes to the other point, that for somebody who is trying to pursue a market research career in Canada, uh, you just mentioned about an association which is existing for market researchers.
Yeah.
So that would be something that you would definitely recommend. Is there something else, any program or any specific certification or courses that are required or people look for?
Yeah, there are things online. There's tons of things that you can learn nowadays online, even with Coursera, other, there is the Georgian College. They have a wonderful program. There's a program on market research. We in the industry try to hire a lot from that program. So go look for. I think the other one, associations for sure, they work because you get to network, meet people, and also make sure you participate. Like all of us, market research is information. So one thing we always do is to have webinars, to have opportunities there that you can get to hear and listen to what other professionals are doing and saying and presenting. So embrace those opportunities. Go to the websites, of companies that you're interested. Are there webinars? Are there opportunities to kind of connect in different ways? Look for those opportunities as well, and you can start learning current topics, how we are approaching things, innovation in market research. So you wanted to to enjoy that and be able to bring that to your own experience.
No, that's wonderful. And
Yeah.
and Simon, that also brings to a point where you have been in this career for some time, and you must
Yeah.
have seen so many other women who are trying to navigate. Do you see any maybe one or two mistakes that you see people do while trying to navigate it, and from your experience you would like to call that out?
I think mistakes assume that just your resume or it will speak for yourself. No, job interview is quite important. You have to over prepare and you have to really be on point on your job interview. So don't think that because your resume is has some experience you are good. No, you still have to really pay attention to the job interview and what you should be saying, researching the companies, researching even the people who are interviewing you. Nowadays, we know through LinkedIn, look for the interest, look for common ground that you can mention and build relationships during the job interview. I'll say that is sometimes you get just the candidates talking about their educational or just one or 2 points in research, but you really are looking for that special talent. So you have to show and demonstrate that through your hard work and during the job interview. I would say I think another mistake that probably candidates think it could happen or it could make for market research is to think that often they are coming. It's often that we get people who are transitioning from another area, and they often just send the resume without making the link and the connection between the area where they are and this new area they want to move to. So we kind of don't understand what are the skills that I can use, what are the skills that you're offering to me. And maybe you do have data analytics, interviewing, whatever it is, but you have to make that connection for the employer. You have, especially if you are in job transition, and you think market research is something you want, just don't send your generic resume. Make it so I understand how your skills can help build your career in market research.
No, that's so wonderful, Simone, because it's a lot of times we see this, right, that people are preparing just for their story. But what they do not realize that somebody who is interviewing they need to understand your story more than you, right? So that's the part which is missing.
Yeah. Sorry, Sandeep, just to compliment, but market research is often a job considered for transition. I see many immigrants who have marketing or who have business or academic, and thinking, well, okay, market research seems some of the knowledge I have, I can apply. It could be a first job. And it's great because market research is open for people from different backgrounds. But you still have to make that effort to highlight the skills.
Highlight the skill sets. Yeah, that's what's very important, right? It's not the job. It's a skill set that you bring on the table, which can then work for that job, right? It's not just the first job approach. No, exactly. Such an important point. And then to the last point, Simone, especially because you came as an international student, anything that comes to your mind which you would like to call out that you see in students now, or you don't see, or you would love to see, especially because you are at a very senior level as a vice president, and you are a hiring manager yourself. So, do you see something that, from an international student point of view, you would like to call out?
I think if you come out of an international student, you do have some opportunities to actually have co-ops, or for example, my company is open for co-op, some jobs, summer jobs. So make sure you make the connection so those opportunities and take advantage of them, because I think nothing builds nothing builds your resume than, those small summer or co-op. That's how you start building your resume for when you were, graduated. So I would say be strategic and know where you wanted to go, and then look for those opportunities as co-op or summer that help you build, block by block your potential for the future, for your first job when you graduate.
No, that's such an important and very apt advice. That brings us to the end of the period for this session, Simone. Again, thank you very much. People who are going to watch this video, my point would be that please spread your word. Definitely subscribe to the channel and spread the word among your peers and friends. Thank you, Simone, again. As mentioned, Simone Wilson is a vice president with a very leading market research international firm in Canada. And if you want to reach out to her, you can always find her in LinkedIn and reach her out. And if you have any questions for me, more than happy to answer them. Again, reach out to me or to us through LinkedIn. And till then, thank you. Have a nice day and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you. Thank you, Simone.